Welcome to this edition of Cibola Treasures. I'm Barbara Wesley, your host. Please stay tuned for this show. This edition of Cibola Treasures will feature the Animal Care Center. Kay Pasa, our Manny Vasquez, is interviewing Tammy Legler with the Chamber of Commerce. Michael Webb has started a new business called Two Birds. And St. Teresa is featured with Marlene Toivanen and the new principal. So stay tuned.
Hungry? It's El Cafecito. Red or green? Can't make up your mind? Then try the Christmas burrito at El Cafecito. Voted one of the top 10 burritos in the state of New Mexico, is just right. It's always the right time for your friends to gather and enjoy a fabulous breakfast. Get your chili fix for lunch at El Cafecito. Dinner is always special at El Cafecito. Remember to leave some room for dessert, too. You can count on El Cafecito for the best chili in Grants. Made fresh every day. Always fresh. In a hurry? Call 285-6229. The drive-up window will have your order in a jiffy. Make your business meeting, banquet, reception, and special occasion a success. El Cafecito has the perfect venue. Utilize the state-of-the-art electronics to create a professional presentation. El Cafecito is famous for the best New Mexican food in Grants and their friendly, fast service. El Cafecito, serving the Grants community for over 30 years. Located at 820 East Santa Fe Avenue.
Welcome to this episode of Que Pasa in our community. Today we have Ms. Tammy Legler, the Chamber of Commerce Director, and also the Mining Museum Director.
Yes.
So she carries two hats in our community. And today we are going to talk about the Top Hat Award that you know what? I'm just going back to Tammy. Tammy, why don't you explain how we come up with this Top Hat Award?
Well, the Top Hat Awards originate from the New Mexico Hospitality Association in our state. The Chamber is a longtime proud member of their organization, and so every year they have these huge awards that they're giving out across the state to everybody who does high attractions and things to bring tourism to our state. So this year, Team 66 was nominated by submitting our photographs and our print media and also a total background on one of our biggest events here in our city. So, but yes, that's how we got to the Top Hat Awards this year.
So what did you submit to them to be qualified for this?
We had to submit documents and pretty much short stories on how we got from the beginning to the end of our goals and the projects that we are working on, and just a little bit of everything. Proof of our ads and photographs of the arch and the area.
So the main project was the arch?
Yes.
And we got nominated for that.
Mm-hmm.
And was there any other nominations?
We did get nominated for our print media, which was an advertisement that we placed in the National Park Grand Canyon Journal, And then also we were nominated for our Route 66 Fall Fiesta that the Chamber and Main Street and other organizations come together to put on every year.
So, Tammy, that's kind of working together with everybody.
Yes.
And you as being one of the leaders in our community, how hard was it to organize everything?
It's a lot of strategizing and a lot of organization, but we get it done, so no complaints.
No complaints at all, huh? Or can you imagine that, having no complaints? That's a good thing. Because when you get 3 or 4 different members and organizations and their chairperson, everybody trying to move in their own direction, and then have somebody really organize the whole thing, well, it means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It really means a lot. That means you're working together with everybody.
Yeah, there's definitely no I in team.
No, that's a team effort,
It's
completely.
team, yes.
And on that Grand Canyon magazine,
Yes.
where is it circulated?
It is circulated all over the world, and the focus on the Grand Canyon is the fact that we are in this region and it's just right next door to us. So Grand Canyon gets millions of visitors every year. So this is one publication that we have to be in. So
That's a good thing. Now we can get those million people in here.
Right.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
yeah, definitely. That's the goal.
So when did you find out about the award, the Top Hat Award,
That we received
that you received?
that night. Yes.
Oh, it was just that night?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
There was I believe there was about 3 finalists in each category that they presented, and they had over 500 nominations for this event. But yeah, we didn't get to know that we won the award until we were presented with it that evening, which you were there.
Yes, I was there. But it was great to be nominated
Yes,
and
it
be
was.
brought up with all our state. Was it the state organization, the restaurants? What else was there?
We had Meow Wolf, we had La Fonda, we were competitors against Las Cruces, Roswell, Albuquerque, and of course Santa Fe. So we really showed our city out that night and really showed it off to everybody. And all of our colleagues that we work with in our region and in the state were very proud of us, and we were very thankful for that support.
So this year, who did we beat out?
I don't have the list with me right now, but there was several in each category that we
right.
were in. Yes, we beat out all of those people.
So that's really a great thing for our community to have, is an award like that, especially recognized throughout the state and actually 4 corners?
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, see, that's I didn't know that, but being recognized all over the world for that was unbelievable. Thank you,
Yes.
Tammy.
You're welcome, Manny.
So, what else is happening from the Top Hat Award, which we're very, very proud to be the top recipient for that.
Yes.
And moving on to Que Pasa with the Chamber of Commerce. What's going on now? What's happening in this month?
On a local level, we are getting ready to award 15 big awards in our county to different organizations, businesses, and individuals. So that event is going to take place on Saturday, January 27th at the Knights of Columbus Hall. And at this point, we're pretty much close to being sold out for our event. So people are very excited, and we're really proud of that. So a lot of work there. Another event.
Another event, more work.
Yeah.
So how is it going with the sponsorship for that? Did you get a lot of sponsors for the Chamber this year?
We have. We've secured at least 12 sponsorships. Our gold sponsors are Bank of New Mexico. We have the U.S. Bank, Sacred Wind Communications. We also have, trying to think here, my list is here, but yeah, we have a lot of sponsors.
We have a lot of sponsors.
We have a lot of support from our membership
Good.
in our community.
And you plan on having a bigger event than last year?
Yes. Every year it gets bigger.
That's what I wanted to hear. Yes.
Yeah, we might have to find a new venue for our
Really?
event next year if we can hopefully seat everybody and be comfortable. That's always the goal.
So at this point, what days are going to be held?
The event, Saturday, January 27th.
So that's another event. Now, if you haven't secured your table yet, it'd be a good idea to do it now. Just call the Chamber at 287-4802. And can you give us any detail on the meals or anything?
Yes, we awarded the catering bid to El Cafecito, so they are going to be making a really nice dinner for us. I won't give all the details on our food because we want you to come and just be surprised by everything. But we are partnering with the Grants High School Culinary Pro Start program as well. So this event actually brings a lot of people in to volunteer and be a part of it. And everybody just seems to go away feeling very proud that night of all the things that they were able to do to help.
You know, at this event, we're honoring a lot of our local people and a lot of our local businesses that have been here for a while. And these are the people that make Grants what it is. It's more of a personal thing than a big outside event. It's for our community here.
Yes.
So, you know, you probably stressing out because are we decorating again? Like, what's decoration like this year?
It's good. Yeah, it gets better every year. We get more creative. But all of the supplies for our event have been showing up at the door. So we had a big shipment this morning. So we're ready. We're going to be teaming with a production company to make it really nice for everybody to see on the big screens and hear. And we'll end the evening with a nice DJ. So
we're going to have a big projector and screen and everything out there?
yes.
Ha! That's going to be nice. So don't forget, show up. Or be square, okay? So,
All right.
anyway, you're looking forward to this event, and then your next
Yes.
event starts for the 4th of July?
No, the next event after this is the Mount Taylor Quad. The Chamber has always been part of the quad, and so that's going to be happening on February 17th here in Grants. We need to think snow and get more snow here so that it can be successful for all of the participants. So.
Well, you know, I thought you were going to go all the way into July and not do nothing.
Oh no! Every month there's projects
you got
going on.
projects going on? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We do. As a chamber, we reach out to everybody and we offer our support to them, and it works better for everybody. And these events, people come and they really get to shine and show our city off. So why not be part of helping our community and the organizations?
So this way, you have the quad coming up, and after that, what's going on after the quad?
Well, we will be getting ready on the mining museum side to host our annual hard hat and boots gala, which is going to be on June 16th here at the museum. This year we are going to be honoring Homestake Mining Company, so we are very pleased, and then it goes into 4th of July, Manuel.
So there you go. 7 months is up right there, real quick. And there's an event happening every month. So what I'd like to see the community is come in and back all the organizations: Main Street, Chamber of Commerce, Economic Development, Parks and Recreation. You know, the city of Grants promotes a lot of this, and without the city and the county helping us and our community, I don't know what we would have. So all these people that are in charges of the organizations really need to be thanked and looked after as our big promoters not just in our city, but in our county. So Tammy, thank you.
You're welcome, Manuel.
Thanks for being here. I didn't mean to wake you up this early, but thanks for letting us know, and thank you for doing such a good job in our community.
You're welcome, Manuel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not just one person, it's a group, it's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
Welcome to this segment of Cibola Treasures. We have in our studio today two representatives of St. Teresa's Catholic School. Angela Brunson, what do you do at the school?
I'm the principal.
You're the principal. Now, you had worked at the school for a number of years as a teacher. How long have you totally been at the school?
I've been there since 2011.
Okay, so that's 7 years.
Yes.
Okay. Actually 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Marlene Toivanen, and you have been involved with the school for how long?
For about 5 years.
Okay, all right. And tell me what what are the things that you've been involved in at the school?
Well, 5 years ago, my youngest daughter enrolled in the pre-K program, and since then has just stayed. We fell in love with St. Teresa. We've been there, and so through the years has tried to volunteer as much as possible. And this year, I was afforded an opportunity to become president of the school board.
Okay.
So that's my current involvement.
Okay, and you also had the math department at New Mexico State University.
Yes, I teach for New Mexico State University Grants campus as the math department chair.
Okay, so let's talk about St. Teresa's. There's a tremendous history at St. Teresa's. So I don't know when it was first established. Do you know when it was first established?
Yes, in 1954.
1954. So it's been over 60 years.
Yes.
Okay. And what was I know that there were nuns that came and they lived across the street from the church, didn't they?
Yes.
So there was like a nunnery there.
A convent, yeah.
So, and then we no longer have, I can recall two ladies. One was a principal, and the other I think she became a physical therapist after she retired from teaching. Mm-hmm. And one even taught at the college for a while. And they were involved with St. Teresa's. That's my first introduction to St. Teresa's. That's been, what, over 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's been
so,
a while.
Right now, there are a number of things that are happening at St. Teresa's. So what's the first thing on the agenda this spring with St. Teresa's?
Our biggest thing that's coming up the most quickly is at the end of this month. We have our Catholic Schools Week, which we celebrate with the rest of the country in celebrating Catholic schools. It's kind of like what a high school would have for a homecoming week or something like that. So they do a lot of activities, dressing up on the different days and doing different fun activities. Our next big event that's coming up in April is our big lottery event that takes place every April. That's our big fundraiser that helps provide assistance for a lot of families who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to go to St. Teresa.
So what is the goal for raising the money at that event? Do you have a goal yet, Marlene?
Yes, the goal is to sell 500 lottery tickets, and where the winner could win $10,000. So we need to sell 500 lottery tickets that cost $100 each.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So, that's
so
our
you're
goal.
looking at raising $50,000.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
your goal.
Yes.
Suppose you were able to raise more than that, or do you cut it off at that?
For this event, only 500 tickets are sold. However, during the event, if you've never attended, there are different ways that we raise additional money through a Calcutta auction, and we auction off different blocks and the last 10 people, and so there's other ways to raise money.
And you have a dinner, don't you?
Yes, at the event, a dinner is provided and a dance, as well as the lottery event.
Yeah,
Okay.
every ticket sold not only gives an entry to win the $10,000, it's also a ticket for a dinner for 2 people. So even if you don't win, at the least you'll get a free dinner and entertainment for the evening.
Wonderful. Okay. So what are the youngsters doing this spring?
This spring is kind of like in the public schools. We go into our testing season starting in April, so they're doing a lot of preparation for that. We do have a couple of different grades doing basketball right now. We have science fair coming up, which is always very big for our school. We always have a big science night at our school where families are invited to come and perform different science experiments and just have a fun evening experimenting with different concepts of science. I'm
going to interrupt you right there, because your science fair, you've walked away with huge awards at your
Yes.
science fair.
Uh-huh.
And so you've competed against major schools is it regional that you compete in?
Yeah, it starts with the local, and then there's a regional, and then there's the state. And we usually do have quite a few of our students that make it into those levels that
Okay.
get to go and compete in Socorro for the state science fair. So yeah, our science program is always very involved. It's a very big program for our school.
It really is. And when we look at science being so important, and of course that includes math, doesn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
if you can't do the math, you usually can't do the science.
Yeah, they're very much subjects that work hand in hand with each other.
Okay. And then what else is happening this spring?
We have our basket bingo that's coming up now in February on the
And what
10th.
does
On the
that
10th, February
and what
10th.
does that do?
It's another way for the school to raise money for our students to go on spring field trips, just help the school, another additional fundraiser for the school.
I've never been involved in a basket bingo, so tell me what that's about.
Well, each class is putting together a basket in addition to every board member, and we're also taking donations. So you get a basket and you play bingo, and if you get bingo, you win the basket.
Oh, okay.
And so it's very, very popular in town. It's very fun, and it's a way that the school can work together as a team to help raise money for the school.
Okay. Now, you have a scholarship fund, and many of your students can't afford tuition. So how important is that to your students, the parents, the families, to be able to participate in that scholarship fund?
It's very important. Most of them would not be able to afford to send their kids there. Otherwise, they get a portion of their tuition paid off, and that allows them to be able to send their kids there without, having to go broke in other areas of their life. So it is a very important part of our school.
Yes, the scholarship opportunities allow many families the opportunity to attend St. Teresa. Some full or partial scholarships are awarded, and so that allows more students to attend, and we have many students on scholarship.
Okay, so that's one of the big needs of the school is for folks to contribute to that scholarship fund. Now, does a student have to be Catholic to attend St. Teresa's?
No, they do not.
Okay.
They do not have to be Catholic. It is a Catholic school, and we do follow the curriculum of our Catholic education from the Diocese of Gallup, that all teachers from all the schools in the diocese come together to create our curriculum, which has elements of Common Core in it, but we don't have to follow Common Core the same way that the public schools have to follow Common Core. But the Catholic is threaded throughout our subject areas, but no, you absolutely do not have to be Catholic to attend our school.
Now, you also have a daycare center.
Yes.
Yes.
And tell us about that, Marlene.
Well, my daughter, my youngest daughter, went to the daycare when it was first established, and it's a wonderful daycare center, an early childhood center. It takes children from 6 weeks through 36 months. So when these children turn 3, they transition into the preschool, where my daughter currently is in the preschool. So it's a seamless transition from the daycare to the preschool, to the pre-K, to school, and all the values throughout the whole time are faith-based and Catholic-based, and it's really nice to see that grow in our children. And so the daycare takes about, I'm not certain how many, around 15 children maybe. Depends on the ratio and how many are and infants. But they have a wonderful system, wonderful women who work with our babies and take care of them and care for them.
Okay. And that's, you mentioned the word care for them. And that's really important for our youngsters, especially when a mother has to leave a child at 6 weeks of age and they have to go back to work. And that's really difficult. And to know that there's that care that they're being provided to that child is really critical.
Yeah, it's great for our older kids as well. We have a very good system established where they know, maybe not the daycare kids as much, but the preschool kids for sure. We have a big brother, big sister program where they kind of mentor them and help when they go to church, and when we do the different activities as a school, they help. They have their partner, brother and sister, and they go work with them every Friday. So they're very much a part of our school, and I think our school is very, very much better for it.
Right. Well, we're just about out of time, so with registration for school coming up, what is the date that you start taking registration for the 2018 school year?
We're going to start putting information out to start registration in March, and it is online. Everything we go through is a company online, so we'll be getting that information out so that people could start applying for the scholarships and different opportunities that we'll have available for the next school year.
Well, let us know so that we can be promoting that registration process early. And Marlene, it's always good to see you.
Same here, Barbara. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here because it's a big job being the principal of the school, isn't it?
Yes, it is, definitely.
And tremendous success with the science fair. I think that that's so critical to building that building block and teaching children to think. We tend not to do that. They go to their cell phone or they do that. Everything is done for them. But with science and math, they have to think. And that's really important. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure to have you join us. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of Cibola Treasures, brought to you by Comcast and 7 Cities Productions.
Hungry? It's El Cafecito. Red or green? Can't make up your mind? Then try the Christmas burrito at El Cafecito. Voted one of the top 10 burritos in the state of New Mexico, is just right. It's always the right time for your friends to gather and enjoy a fabulous breakfast. Get your chili fix for lunch at El Cafecito. Dinner is always special at El Cafecito. Remember to leave some room for dessert, too. You can count on El Cafecito for the best chili in Grants, made fresh every day. Always fresh. In a hurry? Call 285-6229. The drive-up window will have your order in a jiffy. Make your business meeting, banquet, reception, and special occasion a success. El Cafecito has the perfect venue. Utilize the state-of-the-art electronics to create a professional presentation. El Cafecito is famous for the best New Mexican food in Grants and their friendly, fast service. El Cafecito, serving the Grants community for over 30 years. Located at 820 East Santa Fe Avenue.
Hi, this is Zeus, and he's a Great Dane, calm and pretty dog. He weighs in at about 130 pounds, and he's good on a leash. He's been neutered, he's had his shots. Someone had this dog that never claimed him. He came from one of the reservations, but apparently either he got lost or the owners didn't realize he was gone. We're not sure just what happened here. But Zeus needs a good home. As you can tell, even though he's a big dog, he's really calm and he's quiet and well behaved, and he needs a home. So if you've got a place for Zeus to give him some running room, this would be a great dog to have. By the way, I should mention that here at the shelter, in a month's time, they usually have over 100 dogs that are picked up that have no homes. So if you want to adopt a dog, you need to do that. Boy, this is a really well-behaved pup, aren't you, Zeus? He's between 5 and 6 years old. They guesstimate, but he has been neutered. He's well behaved. He's on a leash right now, and he's just really good. So if you want a dog that you want to be able to have in your home or in your yard, Zeus is the one for you. This is Smiley, and you can see he loves little boys. This is Michael, and Smiley has been neutered and has his rabies shots. And so I beg your pardon?
It's a female.
A female, and so she's only to come in and get this pup. It would only be $5. So keep in mind, she really needs to be trained to the leash a little bit better. But she's a friendly pup, and she likes children, and that would be a great, And that would be a great dog for a family with children. So keep that in mind too. Well, this is Comet, and Comet's a real rambunctious pup. He needs to be neutered, and he needs rabies shots. He's a strong dog, and so he would be special for someone that has the energy to work with him and train him. But this is Comet, and Comet needs a home. We know that right now this is the Comet season because we have the meteor showers happening right now, and maybe that'll calm old Comet down. So he's about 2 years old. He does need a good home, and he needs some training. Someone that's going to spend some time working with him so that he becomes a real calm, well-behaved pup. This is Comet. We're going to go see some kitties right now. We'll be right back. This is a beautiful little white calico cat, and it looks as though this kitty is an adult, probably, and needs a home. She's so pretty and curious, and welcomes affection. So she needs a good space, a good home. So come and see this little white calico kitty. She's really anxious to have a good home. Here are two kitties that need homes. I understand that within the last month or so they had over 100 kitties that they had to pick up, and someone had been hoarding them. So you need to really have your animals, your kitties, neutered, spayed, because hoarding, I know that some people really want to protect animals, but by hoarding them, it really doesn't help them, because people can't take care of over 100 kitties. It becomes a real chore. And so we don't have many kitties in here today, but keep in mind that this is a place to come and get well-behaved cats that need homes. It looks as though most of these are adults, and so they're calm. And I don't know how many of these have already been spayed or neutered, but
the majority of them have already had all their vaccinations and been fixed.
Okay, so most of these have had their vaccinations, they've been neutered and spayed. So if you want a cat for your home, and these look like they're really calm kitties, so come down to the Animal Care Center and get yourself a kitty that needs a home. Well, we're at the Animal Care Center on Sacaleras, and today they have not had as many animals as we've had in the past. Some are here because of protective custody, some are here to be adopted, and then they have been transporting some to Ogden, Utah. It's a no-kill rescue center, and so they have been transporting a lot of their animals over there to keep them from being killed. But we have some months over 100 animals that are being picked up in our county, and we need to do something about that. Please spay and neuter your cats and dogs. The Animal Care Center has coupons for those that need help, but you need to come on down. If you want a pet, come on down and get yourself a really good pet. Some of them here are just phenomenal. Great adult kitties that have all had their shots and they've been spayed and neutered. We have some dogs that have had all their shots and been spayed and neutered. And then we've got some that are younger, but you need to come down and check it out, because the Animal Care Center provides a real service to the community. But remember, we really, really need volunteers. If you've got leashes that you want to donate, so that when pets are adopted, they can go out with a leash. They also can use utensils so that they can have their food and water. When they go home, they've got something to put their food and water in. Toys for these pets. The Animal Care Center here also puts toys in the crates where they occupy those, so they have something to play with every day. Just keep that in mind, that you can help make this a better place, our whole community better, if you spay and neuter or come in and adopt. And we're here on Sacalaris at the Animal Care Center.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group, it's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing, it's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
Rochelle of First Street Cafe has been known as the Pie Lady for years. 2 years in a row, First Street Cafe has received the Best Dessert designation by the Grant Cibola County Chamber of Commerce. Just a few of the breakfast items include quiche with fresh fruit, First Street's breakfast burrito, and check out the huge pancake. Lunch features a French dip sandwich with homemade potato salad. The special soup of the day and sandwich is sure to satisfy. First Street's chili bean soup is a crowd pleaser. The menu for breakfast and lunch offers a selection that will make your meal ever so special. Let's save room for dessert. Homemade coconut cream pie is a favorite, and it sells out quickly. Let's not forget the pecan pie and the cheesecake. Sugar-free desserts are available too. Rochelle and her staff welcome you to the best dessert in Cibola County. Plus, there's so much more to enjoy at First Street Cafe, located at 1600 West Santa Fe Avenue. For takeout orders, call 287-7111.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Welcome to this segment of Cibola Treasures. In our studio today is someone that is not new to you or to the community, and I want to welcome Michael Webb to our show, Cibola Treasures. And I noticed recently that there's been a new business on First Street.
Yes.
And what is the name of the business, Michael?
The name of our business is Two Birds Independent Enterprises. We're a creative media design studio, which means that we deal with things if you need a brochure, a flyer, if you need a poster designed, if you have a new business that you're starting up and you need a logo designed, or if you're needing to create some social media presence and you need some assets for that, we'd be happy to help with any of those needs.
Okay. So I noticed several years ago we had been asked by one of our clients to research their website, getting them price, and you do website design, don't you?
Yes, we're heading towards that direction.
Okay.
We're hoping to be able to provide very professional website services very soon.
Okay. But in the meantime, you're doing logos and branding?
Yes.
Okay. How, branding has been a word that's been used, bandied about for a number of years. So how does one of your clients come up with a branding, or how do you help them come up with that branding idea?
Well, usually the clients will have some sort of idea in their head of what they're wanting and what their business represents, and we take some simple ideals of what the business is about, who their customers are, what the owner believes in, what they want their business to represent, and we try to come up with a few ideas, brainstorming together with the client to make sure that we come up with something that we're both happy with, and then we apply our professional standards to them to create a very nice and professional brand.
Okay. Well, I see that you also support nonprofits too.
Yes.
And how would that work? Let's say that I had a nonprofit and I wanted some work done. How would you handle my request as a nonprofit?
Well, we would go through, and if, say, you were a nonprofit that helped with, like, the food pantry, we would go through and make sure that the ideals of the food pantry are very kept clear. In the logo or the brand that we create, make sure that the colors and everything that goes into the brand will make sure that they line up with a positive image of actually giving charity and helping others, rather than, say, like, if we created a industrial sort of concrete business logo and brand, it would be much more different, have a much different feel. And of course, we would, since it's charity, we'd be happy to help for free and do whatever we can to probably help the community and those in it.
Okay. So not only are you wanting paying customers, and that's really the impetus behind setting up your business, is that you want people to come to you so that you can have a viable business that is something that the community needs.
Because we feel like there's been a severe lack in some companies heading towards a modern direction in our city, in our area, and we were wanting to provide a modern touch and a modern option for those that's still in town and still much more affordable than, say, if you went to somebody that's over in, like, Albuquerque or California or somewhere far away that's going to charge you a huge amount of money. And we're here to really help our community and move us forward to a much more professional standard.
Well, when I was doing this research for our client, and our client is in Gallup, I discovered that many of the companies that we contacted to help them with their website and redesign their logo, they were simply boilerplating. So it wasn't unique to their business. It was something that they were using either nationwide or regionally and just tweaking it a little bit. So you're going to be focusing on an authentic design that's unique to that business.
Yes. Every design that we create should be fairly from scratch and should take a lot of inspiration from what the customer wants. And we are, most of the time, we are never going to try and use templates. And everything should be designed by us, owned by us, and should be yours afterwards.
Right, right. Now, one of the other things that has come up with websites is that oftentimes the customer cannot make changes. They have to go back to the originator of that website, pay an additional fee in order to make changes. How do you feel what's your opinion about that?
Well, I feel that whenever you go through paying somebody to create your website, not only should they create it for you, work with you to make sure it's actually what you want before it's finished, and then just give it to you and say, well, I want money to make any of these changes that you want. They should work with you before the project is done, make sure that you see it as it's being progressed through. That way everything is done correctly the first time, and then also they should help you, train you. That way you can also know how to go in and make these changes yourself and not have to rely on them to go through and make it. And if they end up disappearing, then you'll still have the skills and knowledge to at least pass on to somebody else That way they can also change it, or you can change it.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we provide that service as well, to make sure that not only do we know how to help you, you know how to make sure that your own website works and know how to change it if you ever need to.
Okay. Well, I know that that's been a real concern in our community. A number of businesses have used web developers and then been stuck with a website that they could not, and of course the web developer is gone. And you're not going to take flight anytime soon, I know that.
Nope.
Right. So I noticed that, let's look at some of the things that you charge for. And I'm not going to go over the list because I think that your price list needs to be tailored to that customer. But let's talk about item number 1. And the first is logo for small, modest, personal website. Personal blog, running a casual, part-time, or online store, or any other business that the customer might want. And that's your lowest price feature. I mean, when we look at your cost breakdown.
Yes.
So let's talk about that just a little bit more, because I know that people are into blogging and tech and all these other things. So you've stated here that this could be even for a non-business. So help me with that a little bit.
Well, in this kind of day and age of the big uprising of social media, there's a lot of people that go out there and they start gaining these followings. They want to share their stories. They want to share their lives. They want to share what they're doing, even if they may be like, if they may just be a welder and they want to show people how to weld. They want to spread that knowledge without people having to go for the expensive college. But maybe they don't exactly have a very professional and clean or unique looking style to their website, their social media page. And or if they have like flyers that they want to hand out for teaching classes that people can come and attend, then we'd be happy to help them out to create those designs that look a little bit more professional than maybe what they're used to, or what they can create, or what they have the ability to create. And we want to make sure that it comes out professional, clean, unique, and so that it attracts more customers and helps build up the community.
Okay, so we've looked at the low end. Let's go all the way to the high end, because, as I said, we're not going to talk about prices, because I think that's something that you need to work with your customer. I always look at my customer as, what's your budget? That's the first thing. You tell me what your budget is, and then I can tell you what we can do with that. And I show them our regular rates, and then if their budget fits into that, great. If they've got more to spend, that's even more wonderful. But the client's budget is really critical in your providing this service. So let's look at the high end real quick. This is for a regional, national, or global, someone that's wanting to provide services outside of Grants, Milan, Cibola County, maybe even the outside of the state, right?
Yes.
And so you said brands and sub-brands?
Yes. So that would be going through a very intensive process of researching, making sure that they get an extremely unique brand that represents them very clearly and stands out and will be worth the amount of money that they're paying for, and worth the amount of time that we're putting in to make sure that it becomes unique and absolutely stands out, to where they are, whenever they reach that global market, it becomes known that this is that company, this will stand out, people will look at that and they'll know what this company represents. They'll know that this is that company's product and know what's related to that company.
Okay, very good. Because you're looking at a company that's probably going to be international in scope. So, and they're going to have a regional, national, and global reach, web-based e-commerce business probably. Okay. So we've gone from the very basic all the way up to international in scope. And in between that, you have a lot of other services that you're going to be providing.
Yes.
Now, in your business, you also have someone that's not part of your business, but part of another business that does computer repair.
Yes.
Diagnostic and computer repair.
Yes, that would be Pro IT Solutions. They do IT repairs, so if you have computer problems or just electronic problems, they fix TVs. They help you install TVs. They're all able to go out and be called out to your home. They also offer things like remote servicing, remote maintenance monthly, to where they can help make sure that your computer stays up and working month by month. And they also, if you're in the need for it, they also provide networking services for setting up larger networks that require very certified professionals that are trained very well.
Okay. So where are you located, first of all?
We are located at 711 North First Street.
Okay. It's where the old First Street Cafe used to be. Also, Johnny's Kitchen used to be in that location. I understand that many years ago, before I ever came to town, there was an ice cream parlor there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's right next to the dry cleaners. It's in that same parking lot area.
Mm-hmm.
And how can someone reach you?
They can either reach us by calling our phone number, 505-658-4290, or they can email us at staff@twobirds.io, or they can also visit our website, twobirds.io.
Now, what does IO stand for?
IO is just the domain that we purchased. It was a lot cheaper than .com because somebody had already owned .com and they were wanting large amounts of money for us to buy it from them, and we decided just to pass on it, and
okay,
that's what we ended up with.
Okay, super. Well, if you're in need of someone to help you develop your website, help you with branding, remember that for those that are charitable organizations, 501c3 organizations, they will donate time to you based on their availability. But their rates are reasonable, and if you're looking at doing things internationally, this is a company that can help you do that. If you're looking simply to be in the state of New Mexico, this company can do that. And so there are lots of services that we have not even begun to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind that there is flexibility in their pricing, and I'm sure that you can come to an agreement with your customer.
Of course. We're always willing to negotiate.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we're so glad that you're providing this service in our community with the stability of being here, because I think that, and this is just my opinion, I think that people look at grants and they see grants as fruit ready to pick, and they pick the fruit and then they leave without providing the service that they've claimed they could provide or would provide.
Mm-hmm.
And your reputation is such that you're going to provide that service, and you will be here to give it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Michael and Harley Webb are the two birds, right?
Yes.
And so if you're wanting service, go down and check them out at 711 North First Street here in Grants. And I commend you for your new business and wish you tremendous success.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for tuning in to this segment of Cibola Treasures.
Oh no, maybe he'll give me a warning.
108 Regional. I'll be on a traffic stop. I'm with the Cibola County Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping is because you weren't maintaining your lane. Do you have your driver's license, registration, and insurance with you today?
Yes, I do.
Sir, have you consumed any alcohol today?
No, I haven't.
I can smell alcohol coming from the vehicle, sir. Are you sure?
Okay, maybe I had 2 beers.
Sir, place your hands behind your back for me. I'm going to be placing you under arrest for DWI.
It's about putting others first. It's doing your best at whatever you do. It's all of these. It's commitment. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Today, we have so many interesting things that are happening in our city. I should also mention that on the 13th, February the 13th at 6 o'clock, we will be hosting a political candidate forum at the Old County Complex in the Convention Center. So please attend. This is open to the public, and you're invited to ask questions. So thank you for tuning in to this edition of Cibola Treasures, brought to you by Seven Cities Productions and Comcast.